Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 of my favorite tags to make. And these are intentionally easy projects that you can do in 15 minutes or so. It does not take long at all. So if you're interested in learning how to make these tags, some of these are absolute favorites. Some are a little added twist to them. Basic as basic can be. This one has the writing space on the inside. And then, of course, my all-time favorite are the book page because they are neutral and you can decorate them to fit any style, any color, bright or dark or neutral. So if you're interested in finding out how to do them, another quick and easy project, stay tuned. Let's get started. All right, so here is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need at least some kind of glue stick. You can see my glue stick is not the expensive kind, but it works just fine. I have my PVA glue, your scissors, ink if you so choose, of course your corner rounder if you want to, but we got a little hack for that. I have an old novel. This was actually a horror novel. It was actually really, really good. That I use for my crafting. I have an older one that has patina already, so any kind of book page that you have, maybe some coffee dyed background paper, and you're gonna need some scraps, just cut-offs, any kind of scraps. All right, so the first one we're gonna start off real easy, and we're gonna do this one. And this is a simple little flip up tag. This is lightweight paper. I bought a lot of that, not realizing that, you know, the thickness is important, especially for when I got into card making and journal making. But any kind of strip, doesn't matter the width. You can, the longer the paper, the longer the tag. So this is 12 inches. And then we're just gonna come in here and fold it in half. That easy. It's so easy, it's silly, right? So there we are. Now, if you don't have a corner punch like this, that's fine. Get yourself a scrap piece of paper. I've seen them done with old gift cards like this, right? This is an old membership card. And all you do is cut the corners on the sides to give yourself the angles that you want. Here's another old gift card that I have. But if you don't have these, and these just, they last longer because it's harder to cut into them. Get yourself a scrap piece of paper, fold it in half, and then cut the corners. So this one, I think I'm gonna want it, yeah, I'm gonna want it that deep. And you're gonna use that to cut off your corners. And then you're gonna take that same one, flip it the other way, and then cut off the other side. And you have your tag shape. Easy peasy. What am I gonna put in the front? Let's put this. So I'll come and ink them after. Now I have a lot of this pre-made ephemera done. I'll sit down in front of the TV and just put a lot of bases together, and then just come later if I want to sew, and I'll sew the ones that I want, and then I'll finish them off with something else. But there it is, that easy. So that is number 1. It's kind of like a deep cut, but it's different. I don't want them all the same. So there you are. That's number 1. That's simple. And that's your little hack. This one that has the little pocket, all that is you get a scrap that is wide enough or tall enough, and all you're gonna do is come in and fold it almost to the edge, but not quite. Just like that. Get yourself a corner rounder, or if you don't have one, grab your glue stick, put it where you want it, like that, and then just, you know, mark the circle, and then you can trim around it. So there is that one. And we're gonna glue this just on the top and the bottom. This one, I will ink the edge a little bit. And then we're gonna fold that down, let it catch. These are some quick and easy makes. Okay, and then we're gonna come in and round the corners. I like rounding the corners on the bottom of my tags. They just don't seem to catch in the pockets as often. Let's see, let's do this one. So we're gonna do that there. And if it's hard for you to see, just turn it inside out. And you can glue it shut. So you have your template. And I'm gonna come in around this way. And we're gonna cut that off. And there is our tag with a pocket. Let's see, what do I got to put on that one? What do I have? What do I have? I think that's too big. That's too big. Okay, I gotta go back into the pile. But there is that. Easy peasy. Very simple. And we have a tall one and we have a shorter one. All right. This is another easy one. We all have random scraps. They are white on the back. You just have to decide how tall, how short you want it. So I think this one, I'm just gonna come in here and cut this in half. I've been hanging on to these papers for a long time. Okay. If you think that that is too wide, you can cut it down. As you can see, I can't cut straight, even if I'm following a line. I am not blessed to be able to cut straight. And then all we're gonna do is come in and angle our corners again, round the bottoms. You can even make this into a journaling card if you like. There's my template. And because this one's a little bigger, we're gonna come in and do it like this. And just make sure it's even so your angle is right. And there you are. Easy, easy, easy. This one is big enough. This one can go here. You can have the most fun decorating. I spend more time decorating than I do creating the bases. And this is a great mass make. All right. So that is number 3. Easy peasy. Different sizes. Just go with your scraps. This one is made out of single-sided papers. I get a lot of magazines, and these are the sample papers that they have inside. And you can see that they're single-sided. This makes for some great, great writing spaces. And all I did was, I came in 1/3 of the way. Okay, and then I brought the other side over it. And to me, it doesn't matter if it's even or not, because the uneven side I can tuck underneath and just make it a more uniform look. This one happened to have something else on the back, so I took coffee dye paper and glued it on the back. You can make it as tall as you want, as short as you want. Doesn't have to be an exact science unless you are looking to put it in a specific journal that has height restrictions, or a pocket if you want to tuck it in somewhere. And this is ready to go. You don't have to do much but decorate the front. You can stencil on the inside if you want to, but that easy. And I think this is just a little too big for that. Do I have anything else here? Do I? Yeah, I have pre-made stuff. I'll just sit there and work with the scraps. All right, we can use that there. And just getting your bases together and doing some collage pieces ahead of time, or having them at the ready, just makes it so much faster. Okay, there goes that. I'll put that back in the pile. And there we have another tag that we can write in. So we have done the flip up, the tag with a pocket, the basic tags. This is not sticking. That's deli paper in the back, so I have to really hold it down. We did the one that has the pull out. And my favorite, I left it for last, are these. Now, book pages are so versatile. They can go with any theme. They are the most neutral tags that you can make. I've done them with the new book pages, which is this one. And I've done them with the old one, which is this one, the shorter one. I've gone, you know, neutral vintage. I sat down and did these, and I backed them up on coffee dyed paper and composition book paper, but you can use anything in the back. I did these last night just to have like some different brighter colors, and as you can see, they work very well. This one has Christmas paper, because you can see the snowflakes. I had some leftover of the scraps on my desk. Just rounded the corners. I didn't do the top, but you can. And then I'll come back and ink them. I did one for my Behaven digital kit. So, and these are easy to make. You get yourself a book page, and I did one with regular format book. Bring it to about the halfway mark, turn it around, and then board it in. Now, if you want to make it thinner, you can bring it all the way to the end. If you want to make it wider, you decide, but they just need to overlap. It's very easy and very addictive. This is what I use my glue stick for. I also use the same book as my glue book. I just prefer the glue stick on this kind of paper because it is thin, and PVA glue is very water-based, so it will curl your paper. And then I'm gonna give that a good press. I'm gonna come in, let me just fold this because I don't want it to get stuck. And then I'm gonna come in and do the other side. And then we're gonna bring that down. Give it a good press. So that is the base. And then I don't like white, so I'll just come in and cut up to the text. And the only thing with book pages is you wanna give it a glance to make sure that there's nothing here that's offensive. I'm gonna come in right around here. And there we have the base. Same thing on the other one. Come in about to the halfway mark. Bring this one around, let it overlap just a little. And then I'm gonna come in and glue. So I normally like the torn edge on the inside, right here. So it'll be covered with what's gonna sit on top. Just want to make sure you get to those edges. Okay. There we go. I'm going to come into the line. bottom of the tux, the top of the tux, and there is your base. That easy. I'm gonna glue it on this coffee dyed paper that I have left over, this piece. I'm just gonna come in, make sure I get to those edges. I am very heavy-handed with glue. I squeeze hard or I push hard. Give it a nice little press there. And then we're gonna do the same thing for this one. Just grab all that excess glue. And then the bases are done. All you have to do is cut them out. There is that. Oh, I know I have one here. And then we're just gonna trim them out. Right next to that line without cutting into it because that is our seam. And then these little pieces like this, I use to make my clusters. So that'll go in a little bucket on the side with all the little scraps. And I will sit in front of a TV. Now these I don't hang on to. And kind of put some stuff together. Okay. These are my absolute favorites to make. I do a bunch of these that I'll hang on to. And just leave them just like this. And when I'm working on a journal or I need some tags, I'll pull these out first, or I'll look at the scraps of whatever project I'm working with and see if I can pull in some like this, pieces of papers that coordinate with the stack. So there is that. And then you can decorate it with whatever you want. Where's my little, let's do, that might be a little big, but let's give it a shot. It's okay. I'm gonna use our template. So there is that one. And we'll use the same one for this one. Okay. And that's that. And then let's see what I got here. What do I have? I have some long ones. These might be just too big. Yeah, these are way too big. See, some of them are big, some of them are small. Oh, I can use that one there. And then I'll get a word. That's a good start. And then maybe this one sideways. Yeah, why not? Okay. So we did 5 different tags in less than 15 minutes. And managed to decorate them because of pre-made clusters, but easy, easy, easy. Journaling is the most stress-free crafting there is. I do cards and albums, and that's a lot of measuring and stamping and doing some other stuff. I like the strings. I cut them down though. But journal making and ephemera making for journals is the easiest, most stress-free crafting there is. All right, there we are. All done. And I am just looking for my little pen. Oh, well. Okay. So there we have it. Let's clean up a little bit so we can recap and I can show you what we did in this video. So we have our book page ones. These are the ones that are my absolute favorite. I did quite a lot to show you that they are quite versatile. Here's the ones that are fully decorated. And as you can tell, they're my favorite. Here is the one with the open out writing spot. Here's the one we did together using those papers that are a little thin. You could do it with construction cardstock. That's fine. That would work too. It'll just make it a little thicker, but it still will work. Now that I found my pen. Very easy, very basic. One of the first kind of tags that we learn how to make with scraps is just using the cardstock by itself. You can make it a little bit more sturdy if you want by adding copy paper in the back, but this is one of the easiest. Here's this one that I didn't decorate because I don't have anything that can go on. All right, so here is this one that I didn't decorate because I don't have anything to go on the cover, but it looks really, really easy. Here's the one that I did on my own. Inked the edges and decorated it. And of course, another easy one. This is the one we did together. This is the one that flips up. Pretty. And then this is the one I did on my own. Great scrap buster. All right, so there they are, my friends. Let me know if you give it a shot. And can't wait to see what you guys create. As always, thanks. Have an amazing day.